Hey y'all, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to As Always Aleia, where we always keep it real. Now y'all, I have something super exciting in store for you guys. I was sent the Mint. Apparently this is a gadget that helps you get through wash day a whole lot easier. So let's go ahead and dive in. Hey guys, alright, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be talking to you guys all about the Mint today, and this is by Richualist. You guys just got to see a sneak peek of everything that's in the box, and now it's time to go over it. And if you don't know by now, the Mint was designed for faster and healthier hair styling. So we'll be doing my hair today, and I'll show you guys exactly how I get it done. Let's hop on into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and open the box, and I'll explain each of the parts that come with the Mint. Right when you open it up, you see a beautiful lady, and it goes over a little bit more about this technology that's tailored for your texture, which is we have curly hair, and that's why this device was invented. The first thing that you're going to see when you open it up is this right here, and this is pretty much your guide on simple steps on how to achieve the perfect wash and go using the Mint. So there's steps 1 through 6, and we'll actually be using this today in the video so you guys can see how I use the guide to follow along and style my hair. What's really cool about the guide is that you can actually tap here in the corner, and this is pretty much like a QR code. Once you put your phone near it and hold on to it, a link will automatically pop up on your phone. All you have to do is just click the link, and more videos are going to pop up on how to use the Mint and its best practices and tips. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this down and see what else is in this box. Alright friends, so the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and pull out is the actual Mint. Here is how the Mint looks. This is what you guys will be using to style your hair. And we're going to be going over all of this in 1 second. So let's keep moving on. So I'm just going to set this to the side. And what I'm going to do now is just pull this black part out. You can do that by just tugging on these little strings right here, a ribbon. And it pops out so easily, and then you will see that you have more products underneath. So let's go over all of these products right here, starting in the back row. So this is the first arm that comes with the Mint, and these are interchangeable arms, and there's a few of them that's going to come in your package. This one is the soothing interchangeable arm, because you can see there's no bristles on here. The Mint actually comes with one of the interchangeable arms already on the Mint, so all you have to do to just change it is to slide it down, and it pops off. This is another interchangeable arm right here, and you can see that this one has bristles. And then to put it back on, you just slide it on like that, and now it's on. And there's one more interchangeable arm that I want to show you. So the first one that I showed you was smoothing. The second one that I showed you was curly, and this is the last interchangeable arm, and this is for wavy hair. So there's 3 interchangeable arms that you can play around with on your Mint, and I think I'm going to stick to the curly one because I have curly hair. Okay, let's keep moving on. I'm going to show you guys the different bristle plates that you can put on the Mint. So just like the interchangeable arms, there's also interchangeable bristle plates as well. This one is called the anti-frizz bristle plate. Then there's 2 more here for curly and kinky hair. You can see how the dip bristles are a bit different. And then the last bristle plate is actually on the Mint, and I'll show you guys that right now. This is the bristle plate right here, and how you change the bristle plates, you just pop it up, just like that. And this is the last bristle plate. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slide it back down. Okay, let's keep moving. So the next thing I'm pulling out is called the pod. This is what the pod looks like. There's actually 2 of them, and the other pod is on the mint, and I'll show you guys that in a second. The pod is what you use to load your product, and you can use either cream or gel in the pod. Now, once the pod goes to the top, you are gonna need to push it back down, and I'll demonstrate what that means in a second. But this is called your pod resetter, and it helps reset the pod once there's no more product, and you can refill it. To show you guys what else there is in here, there's also a plug, because you are gonna need to plug this in. The mint does heat up, and that's something that's really cool and technology that we haven't seen yet on the market. You'll need the plug to go ahead and heat up the mint. So we'll use that in a second to go ahead and turn it on. Not only does it come with the plug, but there's also all these little interchangeable units. So if you go to a different country, or if you're from a different country, the mint really does have you covered with its versatility. So for the US, it's already plugged on there. The very last thing that I'm going to show you guys is the spoon. The spoon looks like this, and it's helpful when you are scooping product into the pod. But that's everything that you're going to receive in your package, and I'm so excited to actually go ahead and use the mint and show you guys how it really works, because if you are somebody who just does not like doing their hair, spending a lot of time styling their hair, then the mint is supposed to speed up that process and also help with healthier hair as well, as it applies minimum heat to warm up those products for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the mint. I will show you how to load it up with product, and we will be using it in this video. Okay, let's go ahead and plug in our mint. I did go ahead and plug in the plug, and now I'm going to plug it into the mint. There's a piece right back here. That's where your plug goes into. So just like that. And now you can see I am going to go ahead and take the interchangeable arm off. Okay, so you guys should be able to see the blinking lights on there. So the first button that you see is the load button that's blinking, and the load buttons has everything to do with the pod. The pod is back here. Okay, and then to take this piece off, all you want to do is just slide it up just like that. And as you can see, there's another pod already in the mint ready for you to use. Now the pod is just the part that's connected back here that we'll be filling the product with. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this off just like that. And now we're going to fill that up with some product, and this is how it looks here. Now this is, I was talking about the load button earlier, if you guys can see that. At the bottom is the load button. Once you hit the load button, this little pink knob is going to start to travel up, and that just helps the product get all the way up the pod. And I'll show you guys how that looks in a second. The other button that's on the front is also the heat button, if you guys can see that. Once we load the product into the pod, we're going to press the heat button so the product can start to warm up, and then it'll be ready to use. Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and load the pod. Now in order to load the pod, you are going to want to take off this top gray piece. Now realize how this top gray piece is pointing that way, and also this knob, this little plastic part right here is also pointing that way. This top part and the bottom part want to be facing the same way. So when you take it off and when you put it on, make sure that it's the exact same way. So all I have to do is just pop it off really gently. If you need to use your spoon to kind of dig in there and get it, then you definitely can do so, which it does look like I'm going to need to. So I have my spoon here. I'm going to be using the back end to kind of wiggle in between the pod and the top piece to just loosen it up a little bit, and just keep loosening it up until you are able to get it out. Okay, do you guys see how I did that? I just kept at it until I was able to take it out, and that's what this top piece looks like. Now the product that I'm going to be using today is the curls from their Ultimate Styling Collection, and this is called the Be Defined Curl Defying Gel, and it is a medium hold. So we're going to be using this in our hair today. Okay, so let's go ahead and load the pod. I'm just going to make sure there is no safety seal. And I think it'll be a lot easier just to pour it in there. Now, if you did have something that was a little bit more bigger that you would like to scoop, you can always use the spoon to scoop the product into the pod. But I'm just going to go ahead and pour because it just seems a little bit easier for me. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it up about that much. All right, so I filled it up about that much, and now I'm gonna go ahead and take this top piece and push it back down. Now look what I did here, guys. You see this plastic part is facing this way. The top piece also needs to be facing the same way as that plastic piece at the bottom. All right, so now we're just gonna squeeze it back in. Some of it did come out because I overfilled it just a touch. That's how the product looks in the pod. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the mint. And what we're gonna do is grab the pod and we're gonna put the pod back into the mint. Now all I'm gonna do here is just make sure that this outer part, remember, this is where your product is going to squirt out of. So you wanna place that right in here in that little yellow dot. That's where the product is going to go into. So I'm just going to place it on top of the loader, and the loader is this piece right here. So I'm placing it on top of the loader and kind of popping it into place just like that. Now to make sure that it's secure, I just kind of tilt it on its side, and as you can see, it's not falling out. So I do think that this is in place, and I now can go ahead and safely put the top piece back on just like that. So now the product is in the mint and we're almost ready to use it. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and press the heat button. Now the product is heating up. Once it's a solid color, that means it's ready, but right now it's blinking, so that means that the product is heating up. Once the product is done heating up, we're going to go ahead and hit the load button just to make sure all the product that we just filled is at the very top so we can squeeze out. So just reference the guide as well if you guys ever get confused. Step 1 was to prep your hair, so we are starting on freshly washed hair. Step 2 is to power up and plug in the mint, which we already did. Step 3 is to prep the pod, so we already put gel into the pod, and now it's warmed the product, which we are doing right now. We just press that heat button and we're waiting for the product to warm, and then we are going to go ahead and detangle and apply the mint to our hair, which is like the fun part. Now just to make it a little bit more fun, the mint is designed to cut back on styling your hair. We're actually going to be timing this styling session to see how long it takes me to use the mint. So let me break this down even farther for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take my hair out because I think we're just about ready. All right, y'all, and like I said, I just freshly washed my hair. The only thing that I have in here is some leave-in from Mielle Organics. So this is how my hair is looking, and I want to put the mint to the test. So on this side, we'll actually be using the mint, and then on this side, we'll be using my traditional shingling process to get through this styling session. Again, we're going to time it to actually see how long it takes. I'll just look at the time once we get started, and as soon as we're done, I'll go ahead and look at the time again. Now I am not going to be doing the whole section. I actually have a cool hairstyle that I have in mind. I really want to do some small flat twist in the front and have the back out curly. So in order to do that, we'll just section off some in the front and we'll save that for last. Alrighty, so I'm going to just keep this out the way with a clip, and now we can focus on getting through this back section. And I love putting my hair up into little sections as I'm working, just because it keeps everything really organized. And you guys can see I'm working with this section right here first. It looks like the mint is ready to go. Right now I'm going to go ahead and hit the load button, and in order to do that, we're just going to go ahead and tap load. And now the product is ready to go. You can see that both the colors are a solid. In order to get product to come out of the mint, it's going to come out onto this plate right here. You have to hit this back gold button, if you guys can see that. So there's a back gold button right here. I'm going to press that. Can you guys see the product coming out? And it feels warm. Just touching it, the product already feels really warm. So let me go ahead and look at the time, and we're gonna time to see how much it takes to get through this section. It's 5:31, y'all. No cheating. 5:31. Let's see how long it takes for us to get through a wash and go for this side of my hair using the mint, and we'll do the regular wash and go that I usually do on this side, and we'll see and compare to see how long it takes. We need to put the interchangeable arm back on. Now this is optional. You do not have to use the interchangeable arm, but if you want to, it is here. In order to put it back on, you have to slide it up and down to take it on and off. Do not ever rip it apart like that. You will break it. When you're putting your interchangeable arm on, you're just sliding it up into place, just like that. And we're just gonna go ahead and start to put this in our hair. So we're gonna see if this helps if I hold it just like this. Yeah, that's a lot better. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and press the, actually there's still product on there, so I don't think I need, oh, I've accidentally pressed the load button. Be careful with that because your thumb is like right there. So make sure it's just, you're holding it down a little bit so you're not accidentally pressing this gold button. If you press the gold button, it's going to release more product. So just make sure that you're holding your hand down a little bit so you don't accidentally press any buttons. And I'm popping it through, and it looks like it's doing a really good job at getting the product into my hair. All right, y'all, so this is how it's looking so far, and I'm just soothing it, and I'm kind of holding it. Kind of think of it like a straightening brush where you hold your hair at the bottom as you pull it through, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave it alone, and we're gonna move on to the next section. I am just gonna go ahead and smooth the product in there, however. But this is it. This is how the curls are looking just using the mint. And I would say so far, so good. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next section. What I'm gonna do, and I feel like the mint can take on bigger sections, which is really cool. So I have my next section right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything else up and out the way. And this just helps us stay a little bit more organized. And now we're gonna clip that up, and we're gonna get back to the mint. I'm gonna go ahead and press this button in the back, and that is going to push out more product. And I'm just gonna hit it like once or twice. So what I'm gonna do now is just hold it just how I would like a flattening iron, kind of, sort of. And I'm just gonna hold my hair as I comb through. Now I did detangle in the shower. It's good to have your hair a little bit prepped and detangled, and push it through. You guys can see the product is really starting to get in there. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is press some more product out. And we're just gonna go ahead and keep going until I feel like the hair is where I need it to be at. Just trying to see. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it alone. And I do like to work the product into the section a little bit. But for the most part, the mint does a really good job at getting the product into my hair. As you guys can see, these are some of my results so far. Alrighty, okay, so we're just gonna keep moving along knowing that the product is in our hair, and it's doing a very good job at clumping my hair or my curls together. You can kind of see that they are starting to separate, which is great. Now we're gonna keep on moving. Now I'm just gonna take out the next section. We're gonna go ahead and put the Bantu knot on the hair that we're not working with, and it's going to take a while for you guys to kind of get used to the mint, using it, feeling how you should hold it in your hands, feeling how you should be smoothing your hair through the mint. It just takes a second to get used to, so play around with some different angles. If you want it like this, if you want it like this, just keep playing around with it until you feel comfortable. So I am going to go ahead and put some more product onto the plate, and again, all you have to do is just press this button back here, and it's going to load out some product. As you guys can see, there is product there, and I like to do that twice. And I will say that the product is warm. It is it's warmed up jelly, which we like. Our hair loves warm products. So putting that into our hair and working it down, and then we're gonna get this top part right here. Oh, okay, be careful when you are holding it, guys. You may slip and press the gold button back here by accident. You don't want to do that if your hand is holding it. Hold it down here and just be cautious as you continue to do your hair. You're going to be like, oh crap, I accidentally pressed that button when I didn't need more gel. It happens to all of us, but just make sure that you are holding it down a little bit so you don't apply extra gel if it's not necessary. So I'm just working the product into my hair the best way I can. And then that's it. I'm just going to leave it alone. I am going to go ahead and try to get my ends a little bit better. So I'm just going to apply more gel and then target those ends. And come back up. Okay, y'all. I think this is good to go. It reminds me of like, I guess a straightener a little bit. But it's not really like a lot of heat. It's just enough to warm up the product. You can feel it. And that's all I'm doing. Just warming up that product and we are good to go. Okay, so surprisingly, I don't have much left. I am going to apply a little bit more gel to this top section because I'm just looking in the mirror, and if you guys are a little bit more advanced in your natural hair journey, then you'll kind of see before it even starts to dry, okay, I may need to go over this section again, or I'm good to go. So I am just going to apply a little bit more gel and go over my top section, which really is my problem area because that's the part that hits the sun. And it's a little bit more dry up here, so it's okay. It just needs a little bit more love, that's all. So we're applying a little bit of extra product to that top, right around the halo or the crown of my head. And I really like how it's coming out. I'm liking that I don't have to shingle, and it's still giving that definition that I need, which is really cool. I think some of my hair is more defined than others, but I'm curious to know how is it actually going to look when it dries. I'm just doing a little bit of smoothing just to make sure the product is fully into my hair, but that's it. I'm not really doing nothing else, and it looks really good. So I think that I can go ahead and break this down into two, and what I'm going to do here is just press that loader again. You guys can see the product is coming out, and what I'm going to do is I like to hold my hair, put it inside and close it, and I'm like holding my hair while it's pulling through, so the gel is really getting into the curls. Like I'm twisting it, as you can see the gel is fully getting into the curls. If I do it like that, just hold it and pull it through like a flat iron a little bit. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and feel it, and I'm smoothing the product into my hair. And it does a really good job at separating, so I don't have to do or clumping the curls together, so I really don't have to do too much. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is just take this last section, y'all, and here we are pressing that mitt again, and then all I'm going to do is just hold my hair where I need to hold it at. I'm going to place the mitt inside of, I'm going to place my hair inside the mitt, and then just start to work the product in, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna press it again just so we can tackle those ends, tackle everything. All right, it does a really good job getting the product in, but I do just like to smooth it a little bit just so I really make sure that that gel is fully penetrated in my curls, and that is it. That's all I need to do for this section. This little piece right here is going to be in some flat twists, and the same thing with the other side. At this moment in time, it is 5:44, friends, and I believe we started at 5:31, so a little bit over 10 minutes, about 13 minutes to do this side of my head, minus the front section, but it's going to be minus the front section on this side as well. So 13 minutes, and that was me talking and explaining as I was working with this. So I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with how well it distributed the product in my hair. I'm also impressed with how clumpy my hair is without me not having to shingle. Now with shingling, it is going to give me a little bit of a different look, and you guys will see how that looks in 1 second. But I do want you guys to know that my hair is clumped together. There's gel in there. It's laid down. It feels really lightweight and pretty, and I'm excited to see my results when it's dry. Alright, so let's go ahead and tackle this side, and we'll be doing my traditional wash and go styling process, which I'll show you guys how that looks. So let's go ahead and set this up too. Alright, so I'm just going to take this off. Gonna grab my handy dandy comb because we're going to have to make a part just how we did on this side, and we're going to put some flat twists in the front on this side as well, right in front of the ear. And all I'm going to do is just clip this back up and out the way, and then I'm going to section off the first section because I did do that on this side as well, and I'm going to twist everything up and out the way. And before we get started, I'll go ahead and look at the time. Now before I even get started, I do want to show you guys how much product I used on this side. If you can see where that yellow piece is, that is how much I used. So we're like halfway to the top right now. So that's how we're looking for that side. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. And right now it is 5:48. You guys can see I'm trying to be super fair, and we are going to see what time we're done with this side right here, and if it really takes longer or shorter than 13 minutes ish. Let me go ahead and apply some gel. We're going to do the same exact thing. Now here's how I like to style my hair if I'm not using the mitt. I just apply that gel to my hands, and I have to put in a lot more work because the mint is not here to help me. And we're just gonna start to smooth that product in. Now for the mint, it does a good job at clumping your hair. Because we're not using it, we're gonna have to clump it ourselves. And what that looks like is me taking each individual curl and just wrapping it around my finger. This process is super tedious. Okay, alright guys, so as you can see, I had to self-clump my hair, which it did a good job at, but it took a little bit longer and it's a little bit more manpower to do that. So just keep it in mind. And so far, these curls are like drying really pretty. Alright, so let's keep going. Have you guys ever tried the Curls B-Girl collection before? I really like their blue styling gel. It just works for my hair. It gives me like a medium hold. Alrighty, so I'm just applying the product and I'm using the prayer hands to kind of get it in there. A lot more manpower this way. And I am also going to rake my hands through my hair. And I also am going to go ahead and shingle. Yes, and shingling is just when you take each individual curl and you wrap it around your finger to kind of create a nice pretty curl and a nice pretty clump of hair. It just takes a while. Hey y'all, alright, so I just finished with this side of my hair. It is right now 6:14. So it took me roughly about 25 minutes to go ahead and apply the gel to this side and also to shingle. But not only that, I feel really fatigued as well. I had to keep my arms in the air. It took a lot longer. It took a lot more energy to do this side just to get the same results as this side that took half the time and also less energy. But let's go ahead and get to the front of my hair so I can finish this hairstyle. As I mentioned, I'm just going to be putting some flat twist in the front. Alright y'all, so I went ahead and just applied the flat twist to the front of my hair just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. And now what I'm going to do is just tie it in the back. Okay, and I'm gonna let this down, y'all. Look at us. All right, and like I said, it looks pretty even on both sides of my hair. You guys let me know what you think. I was gonna go ahead and air dry, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and diffuse my hair so we can see how curly we can actually get it. So let me go ahead and grab my diffuser and you guys will see that process too. All right guys, so I am back and I really like how my hair is looking. And I also have here with me my diffuser. Now this is from Shark Air and this is the head part. All you have to do is just connect it. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. So it is gonna get pretty loud. You guys will not be able to hear me. A cool thing about this blow dryer though, it does have a cool setting button. So if you are somebody who is not really into using heat on their hair, find a blow dryer that has a cool setting and then you can just use that like I'm about to. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the speed on high, the heat on low, and then I'm gonna be using the cool setting as well. Alright y'all, so I am back from using the diffuser and my hair is now dry. I am so impressed with the results from the mint side, knowing that I did not have to spend a lot of time on it, knowing that I did not have to go and shingle by hand, knowing that I did not have to use really any arm power because I got through it within 10 to 15 minutes. That is the type of results that you guys want. So again, if you are somebody who is struggling to do wash and goes, if you are just somebody who is on the go and doesn't have a lot of time to dedicate to doing your hair, then I would invest in this tool. Again, this is called the mint, guys, and this is how it looks when we're all finished using it. What I'm going to do is go ahead and take this apart and I am going to go ahead and wash it as well. You do not want to store this away without washing it. So in order to turn it off, all you have to do is just unplug it. And then I am also going to take the interchangeable arm off. Just like that. I'm also going to be taking the interchangeable plate off. So you just want to pop it on up. And this is how it looks with no plate on it. This is the part that heats up. And then once you press this gold button in the back, it spits out of that little hole right there. onto the bristle brush. And I'm also going to go ahead and take this top piece off. You guys can see how much product we used on just that one side of my hair. So if I was to use the mint on both sides, you can expect to use an entire pod. I am going to go ahead and leave the pod on there because there is still product in here. I can just use this for next time, so I'm not going to go ahead and do anything to this. Now, again, if you guys do get confused on any part, you can always reference your guide right here. As you see, we did go ahead and detangle and apply the mint. We went ahead and added our arms to the mint. We did everything that we needed to do. If you guys get confused, hit this button right here with your phone. Just bring your phone on top of it, hovering over it, and then a link will pop up on your phone and you can access additional videos, resources, and tips on how to work the mint. But I would say that this is a very successful wash and go. Of course, I'm going with the mint side just because it did not take as long to do and I still get the same results as if I was to shingle my hair and manually go in and apply the products. So I am overall really happy, y'all. As you can see, my results are just flourishing. It is so soft. I'm really excited to see how it looks on day 2 because it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I must say, I'm so happy with the results. I really hope that you guys go out and try the mint. If you do, just check out the description below for some additional information so you can get yours too. But y'all, that is the end of the video, just to show you what we're looking like, and I'm happy I did a little design in the front. And so if you did like this video, make sure you subscribe. My name is Aleia and I show you guys all things healthy hair growth content. So if that interests you, make sure you guys give me a subscribe and like this video. Comment below if you guys are going to be trying the mint too, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Aleia. This is as always Aleia, where we always keep it real. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Deuces.